Hey, Jared here. I'm just going to give a quick recap of the meetup I just partook in. So I do these meetups and I do various topics every week, ranging from stopping binge eating, stopping obsessional thinking, stopping food cravings, and stopping stress eating. And today, this week, we focused on food cravings. So the most powerful moment was when at the end I made a comment like, yeah, I've made peace with weed and I've made peace with food. And this is where I learned the most. So she said, wait, what'd you just say? Like, you made peace with food, you made peace with weed? Like, what? Like, that's crazy. And it just struck me because, I realized I had given a presentation sort of, and I hadn't explained kind of my story. And, I'd gone through these scientific concepts about deprivation and how to stop food cravings and gave videos of people who I've worked with and have gone through this and other videos and stories. And so to me, it was like true, like, right? We stop food cravings through emotional permission, which is scary. But I taught this concept. But then I realized she needed to trust me, that I had gone through what she had gone through, or I had gone through the struggle. And so I was like, oh yeah, let me share with you. Let me share with you. She's like, you made peace with food, like you were at war with food, and I said, no. I said, hold on. I stopped binge eating, but I never was at war with food. I was binge eating, but I never was at war. I was at war with weed, for sure, marijuana, but not food. And she said, can you tell me more? And so I started to share my story about how, first she was curious about food, and I told her, I remember the first couple of days at the monastery, I would binge eat like crazy because I had these binge eating habits since high school. I was a wrestler in high school, and I just developed these binge eating habits, and I didn't even know that they were bad. Like, I didn't know that I was out of whack with food. All I knew is that I'd overeat sometimes, like way too much, and I'd feel like just awful. But I never really like guilt tripped myself out about it. So I never was at war with food. But talked to her about how, my self-care, my emotional intelligence was like zero. And so the monastery gave me a healing opportunity for me um, to learn self-care skills, to learn routines, sleep routines, to learn how to handle emotions, difficult emotions, how to listen to my body, how to be mindful. And that environment basically stopped the binge eating. It evened me out. Now, I was not at the ideal weight per se, but it gave me the foundation. And even after working as a personal trainer and going through counseling school and going through my own journey, even after the weight was normal, man, this is where the battle came in, and this is where I started speaking about the pain, and the pain that I've used weed and marijuana to hide from, and how I've become free of that burden and that journey and what that looks like. The pain is loneliness, the pain is rejection, the pain is not belonging for me. Everyone has their own pain. That if you're using food, you're at war with food, there's a pain underneath that. And, I talked about how for years I'd try to push away weed. No, I'm not, I'm quitting, I'm done, I'm not going to have it anymore. And then I'd think about it, oh, God, and I'd smoke it. I'd be, God damn it, I smoked it again. And and that went on for a long time. But it's done now. The cycle has ended. And the key thing that I talked to people about in today's workshop was how you got to give yourself emotional permission. And so when I did that around weed, what that did was I no longer judged myself for smoking, which gave me the freedom and headspace to tap into my pain. and understand the pain and sit with it and practice self-care skills and get my needs met and ultimately make more friends and be able to lean on people in times of pain. So I was able to, if I stopped the judgment, gave myself permission and trusted myself, I could heal the pain. And the pain is at the core, right? Like that's the core. Like if you're struggling with food and you're binge eating or emotional eating, there's pain. There's pain. And the path to healing is and weight loss is first you get rid of the binge eating and emotional eating. And to do that, and then the healthy habits will kick in, and you'll go on a health journey, and you'll feel better, take better care of yourself. You take better care of yourself, you lose weight because of that. It's not, you got to go in that order. You got to stop the binge eating and emotional eating, take care of yourself, and build habits. And then as a result of those things, the weight loss happens. And not everyone loses weight, right? If you're underweight, the healthy habits are probably going to gain some muscle. You're gonna gain some weight, right? So it's only if you're overweight that everyone's obsessed with weight loss. I get it, but everyone is, even people who don't need to lose weight. So anyways, side tangent there. The point is that you gotta tap into the pain first. You gotta stop the binge eating. You gotta stop the emotional eating. How do you do that? Well, the 4 topics I'm covering week by week. Today's, I'll just talk about today because I'm fresh on my mind. I'm literally got this suit on, the shirt on, because I just gave a workshop and I'm feeling so good. It's so good to meet people and to hear them to talk about these concepts around emotional permission, and to the core is staying conscious through the pain. Staying conscious through the pain. I cannot emphasize that enough. You got to stay conscious through the pain, right? So if you don't give yourself permission to eat, you're going to judge yourself. You're going to disconnect because you're doing something bad. You're eating this bad food, so you're a bad person, so you disconnect, right? That's cognitive dissonance. When you do something that's bad, disconnect. It's cognitive dissonance. So we're giving ourselves emotional permission. So there's no cognitive dissonance. You're using the food to manage pain. And with that awareness, right? I say this is the yoga of eating. With that awareness, you're then able, and with some help, you're able to listen to that pain, right? You're eating to cover up the pain. What's the pain? Yeah, you got to talk about, you got to face the pain. And this isn't a judgment. This isn't a weakness thing. This is oftentimes the pain is not sleeping enough, not taking care of yourself enough, not standing up in relationships where you could stand up. There's some sort of emotional need, there's some sort of dysregulation happening, and when you are conscious, you see that, and you have this window where in the beginning the window is going to be very small. You're gonna touch into the pain, it's going to be too much, and you're going to disconnect and you're going to eat food, right? With practice and repetition, because this is a skill that you can develop, you're going to sit in the pain, you're going to understand the pain, and then you'll get overwhelmed, you eat, you'll disconnect. The next time you'll sit in the pain a little bit longer, you'll know the pain, you'll know the trigger, you'll practice a self-care skill, you'll tap yourself, you'll freaking say I love you, or you'll put your hand on your heart and breathe, or you're going to walk, you'll practice the self-care skill, and then you'll disconnect and you'll eat. And then it comes around again. And then eventually you not too long, but you'll eat. You'll feel the pain, you'll eat, but you'll catch yourself. You'll say, all right, the key, remember the key slogan of weight loss enlightenment. The enlightenment is you might as well enjoy it. If you're eating, you might as well enjoy it. So you start to enjoy the food. There's no guilt, there's no judgment. You might as well enjoy it. And you're aware of the pain, you're aware that you're emotional eating, and something strange happens. Your soul has shifted and you've evolved. And you realize the pain is still there, even as I'm eating, that something is not satisfying me. This food is not satisfying me at a primal level. And when that happens, you gain soul freedom almost. It's like you gain the freedom in your soul to go a different direction. Before, you instinctively gravitated towards food, and now you're not. Now you have a different choice, and that's a beautiful thing. So these are my unfiltered thoughts. You can direct message me. You can leave a comment. Thumbs up the video, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, that's all I got. Peace.